Hell wrong with you?
What the fuck is this shit?
I know the motherfucking kid.
Oh, wait. God, I'm so sick of you. You don't understand.
Popcorn, you want some?
No.
Alright.
Go back in the house, sir? What?
You get on my motherfucking nerves. I just asked you, I said you want some motherfucking popcorn. Pop this shit in your motherfucking mouth. Pop this shit in your mouth.
Yes.
And hand me the pants over there.
Hell to the no, no, no. Come on, come on. Come on, hell no.
You need to go clean your motherfucking self. Put smelling like motherfucking waste management motherfucking factory.
So full of shit. Wake your ass up.
What the fuck you got going on?
Get your bitch ass up.
What?
Since you want to be in a strip club all that, show me how them hoes dance.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's how they be doing it. Shake it back. What's wrong with you? Shake it. Take that booty. Who the fuck is you texting? 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. You thought I was asleep? Don't fucking play with me, Marquise.
Tear that ass up.
Boy, what the fuck? You don't get your finger in my ass? Matter of fact, bring your ass up. Tell me how the fuck this feel. It don't feel good. Do it. Do it. Fuck I thought.
Girl, you just look so good now on me.
Kiss the motherfucking booth to play nice picture. If you ain't an Israelite, then I don't fuck with you. Passing flyer through the bar, baby, you can take a picture. When they see us at the mall and we breaking down streets, do it for the 12 tribe blood of an Israelite. When them devils start to die, we gon' ride. Blessed by the Most High, we gon' break the sky. When them white babies whine, throw them off in the fire. Bury me a motherfucking priest when I die. UPK one West, you know that's the life. Fuck the other side, we don't fuck with your kind. If cop give the order and we gon' take ground. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living that. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living that. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah.
Shalom Israel, you know what it is. Take Ground Breakdowns, Take Ground Radio, Take Ground Breakdowns, Matrix Sessions, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Home, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We live at 5 every Wednesday, bringing you the truth. Time is short. There's not much time left in this empire. Not much time left. Lay up your folly ground. Bring forth fruits meet for repentance. Here we go over relationship advice. Not only relationship advice from family, but family and friends, your loved ones, even coworkers, just any relationships, we deal with them. You know, bring your questions. Hit that like button, hit that share button. You know what I mean? You can subscribe. ISUBK Indianapolis on YouTube, ISUBK Indiana on Facebook. Time to tune in. Let's get them questions going. It's not much time left in this empire, y'all. It's not much time left, baby. It's not much time left. It's time to bring forth fruits, meat for repentance. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. It's not time to play. It's not time to be caught unawares. It's time to wake up. Get right with the Lord. Get right with the Most High. Like I said, it's not much time left. It's not much time left. Alright? So let's get them questions, man. Let's get the relationship advice. As the way things are now, majority of our people are getting ready for getting ready for the winter to be over. You know, they're getting ready for, you know, people ain't really ready, period, actually. People are not prepared. Our people are not ready, and they're not prepared for what's to come. There's only a little bit of time left. You understand? It's only a little bit of time left to get right with the Most High. You consider all that's left. What do you have left is your family. Your loved ones. That's all you have left. All right? And how are you going to treat them? How are you going to be around them in these last days? That's something to consider. That's something to consider, man. How are you going to show that love in these last days towards your people? And how are you going to also keep yourself safe? How are you going to keep yourself protected? How are you going to stay strong for your people? How are you going to stay strong for your family? These are all things that you must consider. As a man, these answering these questions is everything. The answer to this question will let you know how you're gonna move in the next in the coming months and weeks. Are you gonna commit to a committed relationship? Are you going to play the field? Those are the questions that our people have. And they don't have the answers. They're not getting the answers from the Christian church. They're not getting the answers from the Christian church. But let's get some questions. Let's get your questions, your relationship questions, man. Not only between your parents or your relationship between your loved one. When you come into the truth, when you come in to be an Israelite, there's going to be a lot of changes that happen. Changes with your friends, your family, loved ones. It's going to be a lot of changes. So what you want to do is you want to get counsel. Godly counsel. Don't only just talk to your friends about it. Because sometimes your friends ain't qualified to give you the real relationship advice. You need to get some serious counseling. Mental health is very important, especially in these last days. All right. I'm going to let this song play a little bit more, give some more people some time to get in. I know people just getting off of work, off to slavery and everything like that. Give people some more time to get in here. We're going to play a few Cole Kumpar songs. It's Take Ground Radio, y'all. Take Ground Breakdowns, Matrix Sessions, man. It's time to get right with the Most High. Lay up your folly ground, man. Time to get right with the Lord. Shalom. We're gonna go to a quick intermission.
Okay, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. Who I be? Crime apart, never saw. Break these bitches off. Get one through your stomach, through your damn meal figure. One West. nothing but soldiers and real niggas. Let my ox get up. Kiss the motherfucking booster blade, might split ya. If you ain't an Israelite, then I don't fuck with ya. Passing flyer through the ball, baby, you can take a picture. When they see us at the mall and we breaking down shit, do it for the 12 tribe blood of an Israelite. When them devils start to die, we gon' ride, blessed by the Most High. We gon' break the sky. When them white babies whine, throw 'em off in the fire. Bury me a motherfucking priest when I die. UPK 1 West, you know that's the lie. Fuck the other side, we don't fuck with you kind. If cop get the order and we gon' take ground. UPK, don't forget it. 1 West, I'm living that. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. 1 West, I'm living that. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah.
That is bleak.
He won't stop, yeah. He won't stop, yeah. Blessed by the Most High. With my motherfucking locks, how you gon' stop it? You with what on me? Won't stop, yeah. He won't stop, yeah. Blessed by the Most High. With my motherfucking locks, how you gon' stop it? You with what on me? Solana on my arm, we won't stop. Setting up zones, taking back the block. They don't wanna know what we be like. Home of the truth in the bed, gon' watch. Giving the word, making this move. We can't stop, we can't lose. At the school, starting new. 1 West school, lace your boots, call it the truth. I can gorilla straight out the damn zoo. Fuck with the eye and I pop at your do. Everybody tryna be a Hebrew, yeah. Who the fucking with the 1 West? I don't know nobody in the flesh. Up in the news and we talk to the press. I'll put the sword to your neck. Who next to flex? I suggest you stay out to play. Won't feel like every day. Hey, 1 West UPK. Hey, ain't no other way. Hey, he won't stop. Yeah, he won't stop. Yeah, blessed by the Most High. With my motherfucking locks, how you gon' stop it? You with what on me? Won't stop. Yeah, he won't stop, yeah. Blessed by the Most High. With my motherfucking ox, how you gon' stop it? You with what on me?
One West, you niggas don't make me sweat. 1 West, these niggas don't want no flex. 1 West, these niggas ain't built for the stress.
Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east. yeah. Got all my ops with me. Posted some more echo beats. Sipping the song and with beats. Soldiers, we all in the streets. Young nigga preach. Bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east, yeah. Got all my ops with me. Posted some more echo beats. Sipping the song and with beats. Soldiers, we all in the streets. One word they bury me. No willing I be a priest. Shall I my eye on the team? UPK know what I mean. We get inside by police. We dying off in these streets. My people killing to eat. Stealing it ain't no peace. Teaching we setting up zones. Devil just leave me alone. Janet Johanna then gave me a home. I put in work for the throne. I wish you across the line. Please let me take ground. Won't fresh spray ground. Won't ready stand down. Young nigga preach. Bury me a motherfucking priest. Yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east. Yeah. Got all my ops with me. Posted some more echo beats. Sipping the stronger with these. Soldiers, we all in the streets. Young nigga preach. Bury me a motherfucking priest. Yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east. Yeah. Got all my ops with me. Posted some more echo beats. Sipping the stronger with these. Soldiers, we all in the streets.
Alright, Shalom Israel, you know what it is. Take Ground Radio, Take Ground Breakdowns. Let's turn that down a little bit. Alright. Take Ground Radio, Shalom everybody. This is Captain Kapash, under Commander Johnny Ahana, 1 West 125th Street. Take Ground Breakdowns, Take Ground Radio, Matrix Sessions. Time to wake up out the Matrix. We live at 5. More pushing towards 5:30 now. Every Wednesday. We do relationship advice. Not only a relationship between your significant other, but between your brothers, sisters, and cousins, aunties and uncles, your family, extended family. You know, we deal with those relationships as well. You understand? So let's get your questions in. Hit up the chat. Hit them questions, and let's get it started. Let's get it on the road. Okay. Take Ground Radio, like I said, we cover relationship advice. When you're in a relationship, a lot of people like to say it's 50-50. A lot of people like to say what's acceptable in a relationship and what's unacceptable. Last week we talked about communication and passive aggressive communication. Today we're going to talk about aggressive communication, but the type of aggressive communication that not detrimental to your relationship, but it makes sure that you speak up for your needs, speak up for your wants. Okay? Aggressive communication is described as expressing your feelings and opinions strongly and as they occur. Clients were taught the verbal characteristics of aggressive communication. Shouting, yelling, demanding, commanding, blaming, being critical, or being verbally abusive. Now, what you want to understand is being aggressive here, it don't always have to be shouting or yelling. You could be aggressive in just speaking up for yourself. That's considered being aggressive by many. Speaking up for yourself, but you have to have that right to speak up for yourself, to speak up for your thoughts and your feelings and what's going on with you. The more you push that under and more you push that down, sometimes the worst things will get. Sometimes it's worth to bite your tongue and bide your time. But you have to have understanding of yourself. What do I say? Understanding of yourself. You have to be able to tell when you're getting angry. You have to be able to understand that your anger is rising. Otherwise, you a bull off without a net. Okay, you're a raging bull, and you don't need to be a raging bull. Okay, you need to be a controlled bull, a bull that controls itself. That's what you should be. Somebody that controls themselves. Somebody that has self-control. And to have self-control, you have to be able to tell what you're feeling. If you're feeling extremely angry, you got to be able to tell, like, I'm getting extremely irritated and angry right now. That's not a sin. The scriptures say, be angry and sin not. Whether you talking with somebody, listening or whatever, it's not a sin to be angry. But it's a sin to commit a sin be based on your anger. Be ye angry and sin not. Okay? So be angry, but don't assault someone. Don't sleep with another man's wife. Don't try to bear a grudge against the children of your people. As you know, vengeance is the Lord's. So this is some things that you have to consider. But the biggest thing is knowing when you're angry. You should be able to tell when you're angry. That way you can address your anger. An anger that is unaddressed is a problem. Anger that's uncontrolled and unchecked, and you can't tell that you're angry and you're about to act out, that creates a problem. If you can tell that your anger is rising, you can control yourself. You can say, look, I'm about to go for a walk. I'm about to take a breather. Because you could tell your anger. That's what we say, know yourself. That's when, be ye angry and sin not comes into play. All right. And so many people, like I played the clips at the beginning of this, they speak with their hands as opposed to speaking with their mouth, which is a skill, which is a learned trait. Speaking with your mouth, they speak with their hands. They teach with their hands. What does that mean when they teach with their hands? It means the way for them to tell you that they're angry or they don't like something is they got to put their hands on you. They got to put their hands on you. They got to bust a plate or something. That's the only way they can tell their anger. It's as opposed to speaking their anger and expressing themselves in a healthy way. Let's get some questions. Let's make sure we get them questions in, man. Them relationship questions. But yeah, if you know somebody like that who they teach with their fingers, that's what the scriptures say. They teach with their fingers. Right? They don't teach with their words, with their wisdom. They teach with their fingers. A lot of cats in the streets teach with their fingers. A lot of women who are in the streets teach with their fingers. All right? And you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be somebody who teaches with your fingers. You got to put your hands on somebody for them to understand you. Sometimes it's hard. You're at your job and you don't know, how much you should speak about something because, they may fire you. They may reprimand you or something, write you up, deny you for promotions. But guess what? You need to know when enough is enough. And when you know something enough is enough, you can walk away from it. You can address it. And that's what we have to learn as well. We're in slavery, no doubt. We have to work. We have to go out, make money to survive in this place. But that doesn't mean you should get abused. Okay? You shouldn't suffer abuse for a paycheck. All right? Abuse needs to be addressed. If you're being abused on the job, it needs to be addressed. Let's get those questions in, man. Let's ask your questions. This is Take Ground Radio. Take Ground Breakdown. Let's get them questions going. Shalom, Dwayne Davis. Shalom, everybody who's joining in.
Shot by police, we dying off in these streets. My people killing the eat, feeling it ain't no peace. Teaching we setting up zones.
There are a few different frameworks for understanding communication styles. You'll find the classic 4: assertive, aggressive, passive aggressive, and passive. What you want is assertive. That's what you want to be. You want to be assertive. Doesn't mean you're aggressive. It's called being assertive. All right. So let's get into it. Passive. Emotionally dishonest, indirect, inhibited, self-denying, blaming, and apologetic. For example, others' rights and needs take precedence over mine. You'll see this as the classic person who's getting walked over. They're walking all over. Okay, that's passive person. You're being treated like a doormat. And you're not being honest about how you feel and about your emotions. You're not addressing what is pissing you off, what's hurting you. You letting others take precedence over yours. All right, and that's definitely a problem. Passive aggressive. You're emotionally dishonest, indirect, self-denying at first, self-enhancing at expense of others later. So this is somebody who you, instead of addressing the problem appropriately at first, you deny the problem and you have to try to compensate later. As in, you're rude. Excuse me. You're rude to somebody else later that did nothing wrong against you, but the person that did something wrong against you, you're not rude to them. You haven't done nothing to them. That is, it subtly make clear. I subtly make clear that my rights and needs prevail. Subtly, though. You're doing it real subtly. You're not letting it be known or clear. You're just pushing it subtly. Aggressive, inappropriately honest, direct, expressive, attacking, blaming, controlling, self-enhancing at expense of others. I boldly insist that my rights and needs prevail. You have to say you know everything's about what you want only. and you're aggressive with it, but making it be known. Now, this is the best one out of the four. Assertive. You want to be assertive, appropriately honest, direct, self-enhancing, expressive, self-confident, empathetic to emotions of all involved. I clearly express that we both have rights and needs. That's assertive. That's what you want. That's what you want. And when you have that, you're going to have success. When you're being assertive. You understand that other people have wants and needs. And you clearly express that both of you have rights and needs. That's what you want. All right. Each style has both behavioral characteristics as well as nonverbal behavior tendencies. As you explore these different learning styles, you'll likely notice one applies to you more than the others. You'll also find yourself thinking about the different people you work with and the communication style that best applies to each of them. The truth is, you need different communication styles in the workplace to keep a balance. Can you imagine if everyone had an aggressive communication style? Everyone yelling and shouting at each other about what they need and what they want. Here's some cues of the passive communication style. You avoid conflict. You keep opinions to themselves. You keep your opinions to yourself. You're passive, which means you don't always speak up. You don't complain a lot. Easygoing. And you're patient. Those with passive communication style tend to act somewhat indifferently, meaning they are constantly yielding to others instead of expressing their feelings and opinions. They prefer to just listen to others express themselves. It's not uncommon for those with this communication style to have a lot of built-up resentment since they don't share their feelings. They are often misunderstood because of their lack of expressing themselves. Passive communicators tend to excel in resolving conflict, and they are easy to get along with. But they also have the inability to say no. This causes them to put in long work hours and easily become exhausted. This is the passive communication style at the workplace. All right. If you can, if you can relate to some of those, and that's some common passive communication. A common phrase of a passive communicator is, "I just want to keep the peace." All right. Number 2, aggressive communication style. This is the opposite of passive. Always advocating personal opinions. Which means you always got your personal opinion to say. You're aggressive. All right. Aggressive with your communication. It means you're getting that communicate. You're going to speak. Nothing's going to stop you from talking. You're just going to talk and speak your mind every second. Lots of hands-on communication. This is what we said, a person, to teach with their fingers. You don't want to be a person who teach with your fingers. which means you gotta hit people. You gotta put your hands on somebody all the time. Very confrontational. People who boast an aggressive communication style are very opinionated. They don't mind saying exactly what is on their mind, even if it hurts someone else's feelings. They are often loud and demanding and have a tendency to blame their mistakes on others. They also ask questions rudely, but then demand respect from others. When controlled properly, those with this communication style usually make great leaders because of their ability to get others to follow them. A common phrase of an aggressive communicator is, "I'm right and you're wrong." So as you can see, there's lots of possible problems that come along with that communication style. Okay? And it could have its perks or its time to shine, to be like that. To be rude and to be confrontational and to be aggressive. All right? Sometimes that's needed. Same way being passive sometimes is needed. All right? Passive aggressive communication style. It's got a picture of somebody saying, "Let me explain." And then somebody says, what's that say? "Fine. Whatever. I don't care." Passive aggressive communicators fall right between being passive and aggressive. They tend to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves, but not quite as much as passive communicators. Instead of outright stating their feelings, they will mutter under their breath or communicate in subtle, indirect ways. Those with this communication style often use facial expressions that don't exactly correlate with how they are feeling and are known to use a lot of body language to communicate. Okay. Now, number 4, which is a preferable one. Preferable. Okay. Assertive communication style. Being assertive is, number 1, assesses the request. So somebody asks you at work, "Can you do this extra? Can you do this work? Can you do this? Take this to the other side of the building for me?" You assess the request. Number 2, you ask questions. So they say, "Can you take this to the other side of the building for me?" What is it? What part of the building are you talking about? Why you want me to do it? Why could, you ask questions. Why couldn't you do it? 3, no over apologizing or excuses. See, they don't over apologize or make excuses. Number 4, look to the future and suggest alternatives. So the person may say, "I can't do it. I can't do it today. But in the future, maybe if you give me heads up, I can take it for you. But I can't do it right now because I'm not ready to go over there right now." Those with an assertive communication style are often viewed as the most effective communicators and tend to use a lot of I statements. They know how to express their feelings in a way that doesn't make the other person feel belittled or unwelcome. They vocalize their needs, but also take others' feelings into consideration as well. Hold on one sec. All right, warrior, Lord Christ. All right. Let's see. During a conflict, an assertive communicator seeks to come to a solution so that it appears everyone has won. I say a good assertive communicator is Captain Tazariak. He's a good assertive communicator. A common phrase of an assertive communicator is, I feel that this way is the best way, but I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it. The importance of effective communication. Effective communication among workers ensures that you have a good understanding of your customers, including their interactions with sales, customers, and service departments. All right, let's see. So let me go down a little bit. So as you can see, these things definitely come into play in different parts of everyday society. Hold on. All right. So those communication styles are very important. Which one do you see yourself as being? Assertive, passive, passive aggressive, aggressive? Which one do you see yourself as? And which one do you see yourself that you should be trying to become? Because clearly being assertive is the best of both worlds. It's the best of all. Because it includes understanding others and not trampling on other people. And it includes voicing your opinion and standing up for yourself. It includes all these things. As far as being like aggressive, it's more trampling on others so yourself can feel better and make yourself feel like you're the best and you're doing it good, but everybody else is wrong. Being passive means you're getting trampled on. Being passive aggressive means you're being trampled on and may not be poising your aggression in the right way. So you're not going to be fully passive, but you're passive sometimes, but it's like a constant battle between being passive and when to be aggressive. So that sometimes that doesn't come out right because you're passive aggressive. You're passive first, and then you may become aggressive with enough pressure and enough push. But being assertive means you are aggressive and you are empathetic towards others, which means you care about others. You're not so aggressive that you are so rude and basically shit on other people. And you see a lot of those. You see a lot of those as well, where somebody's just rude and boisterous and always want their opinion and always want to voice themselves and voice their opinion and voice what they got to say, when sometimes people don't give a damn about what you got to say. You know what I mean? So, now you're always giving your opinion, and even if your opinion is rude to others, you just got to give your opinion. And that makes for a very, unpleasant person. So you want to be aggressive because then you could be you want to be assertive because then you could be aggressive and still be pleasant. Okay, because you're not trampling on others to get your own point across or to get your own opinions expressed. In a relationship, you need to be assertive. If you are assertive, then that means you're getting your point across without overly offending others. And it's a skill, it's an art. It don't happen overnight, or it's not something that's you're just born with it. It's something you learn, it's something you observe. You understand? It's something you grow to become. If you're a passive person, then you want to become more assertive, which means you want to be less passive. Somebody asks you to do something, ask questions about it. Voice your opinions in an assertive manner. If you're aggressive all the time, then sometimes take a step back and be not so aggressive, but be understanding with your aggression. All right. So that's what you want to work on. You got a statement. Sister said, "I'm certainly more passive, but I'm not a pushover," and that's the point. You want to not become a pushover, because being a pushover is exhausting. Because you're always having to get back up after you get pushed down and trampled down and used and everything like that, and you're the only one who has to deal with the baggage. So you want to be assertive. Let's go back to the assertive point. Assertive communication style. Being assertive. Number one, assess the request. Somebody asks you to do something for them. Assess it. Can I do this? Do I want to do this? Is this something I care to do? Is this important to me? Number two, ask questions. So as soon as somebody asks you to do something, you can ask questions about it. So, what all are you asking? How much does that cost? How long is this going to take? Where is it at? You ask questions so you can understand what they're asking you. 3, no over apologizing or excuses. You don't need to over apologize or give so many excuses. If you can't do something for somebody, you don't have to overly apologize for that. You can't do it. Okay? You're not, their slave. You're not there to be abused. Number 4, look to the future and suggest alternatives. So that's a way to help that person without having to put yourself out there. Suggest another alternative way for them to do the problem without putting it on you. Those with an assertive communication style are often viewed as the most effective communicators and tend to use a lot of I statements. They know how to express their feelings in a way that doesn't make the other person feel belittled or unwelcome. They vocalize their needs, but also take others' feelings into consideration as well. During a conflict, an assertive communicator seeks to come to a solution so that it appears everyone has won. A common phrase of an assertive communicator is, "I feel that this way is the best way, but I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it." That's an effective way of communicating right there. You're getting your point across, but you also understand that the other people have a viewpoint as well that you can also learn from. Because no man is an island. Look at Commander Jenyahana, who's a great example of a leader. He is very, very considerate of others, but he also knows when to be aggressive. He also knows when to be assertive. As you can see, is this countless battles that he's been a part of. Countless battles he's been a part of. So that's what it takes. Let's get some questions in. Have you ever been on a job and somebody request things of you that, what probably not the job description, seems like it would be going overboard and doing extra when they're not, willing to compensate you extra? Has that ever happened to you? If so, type it in. Have you dealt with somebody on the job who is aggressive and, tramples on others and inconsiderate and always got to voice their opinion, always got to get their point across at the expense of everyone else in a very inconsiderate way? I've witnessed it. If you witness it and you can see it, now you're better equipped to deal with it and to be a better communicator. In a lot of relationships, communication is key. Okay? But I would also urge that you don't want to overly communicate. Sometimes you can try to overly communicate and be overly expressive. Sometimes it's a time to grind down and bear it. So you got to be aware of, you got to use wisdom. That's why the scripture says, knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. What's going to keep us stable in these last days is knowledge. And are we talking, knowing calculus or something like that? No, not that type of knowledge. Knowledge of the scriptures and of the Spirit of the Lord. And you get that from the men of the Lord. Okay, from the scriptures, studying and coming to classes, asking questions, getting counsel. When you get counsel on certain situations, then you know how to address these situations. And when you know how to address these situations, you'll be better equipped for these times that we in. And these times that we're in, there's a lot of miscommunication. A lot of people, they don't seek to understand. They just want to express their opinion. They don't want to hear the other side. They don't want to understand the other side, which is fine. You just got to be aware and understand these things. Don't be just too open-minded. You just want to openly believe and understand every damn thing. It's a fine line that you want to be on. A person who has a stance and has a belief and is not willing to compromise their beliefs at all, but can still seek to understand the other side. Because when you understand that other side, then you can actually, it's better to communicate now with that other side because you have a clear understanding. And women tend to be more passive because it's part of their nature. They're helpmeets. And men tend to be more aggressive. So both parties, nowadays you got more. Nowadays you have a lot of aggressive women. These big mama types. They always got something to say, always putting their opinion in everybody's damn business. So you got a lot of those type of women nowadays. And those sisters need some help. They need to come into UPK and get counsel and get help. Because what they do is they use their aggression as a woman unwisely. That's what you see. You see a bunch of aggressive women who are unwise with their aggression. And that's where you have these problems. You see men who are becoming more and more passive, but they're unwise in their passivity. They're unwise in their passive aggressiveness when it should be used wisely. That's the thing. All these communication styles, it's really whatever. It's really your wisdom and how you use these communication styles. The scriptures say, let me get in Ecclesiasticus chapter 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born. Well, I'm going to skip down to verse 3. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So it's going to be a time to be aggressive. It's going to be a time to be passive, to make peace instead of trying to make war. It's time to make peace. It's going to be a time to be assertive, a time to be passive aggressive. It's going to be a time for everything under the sun, a time to build and a time to break down. Here's an example of being passive aggressive. That's a time to be that. Let's say a cop pulls you over and he disrespects you. And you polite and you still roll with it. And you take that disrespect that cop did to you, and instead of you being so aggressive, like, oh, hell no, who you disrespecting? And you going in at the cop on the street corner. You say, okay, no sweat. I'll take my ticket. Thank you, officer. No sweat. And you leave and you go straight down to that police station and you file a complaint on his ass. And you write down in that complaint every wicked everything he said and did to you. And then he gets in trouble with his boss. He got another complaint. Have everybody who's seen the witness it write the complaint. Your friends and family, all of you write the complaints up. You have 10 complaints about what happened. That's a time when you're passive aggressive. You didn't show all the aggression at that moment, but you was polite in the moment. You passed it. You let it pass, and then you became aggressive later when it was an opportune time to get them back. You understand? So it's a time for all these things. It's a time to just be aggressive. Somebody's trying to, attack you or something. It's not time to try to be polite. You got to defend yourself. You got to get aggressive. You want to be assertive. It's a time to understand the other person and assert your point. It's a time for both of those things. So you want to be aware. That's all. You want to be aware and you want to use wisdom. You get that wisdom in the Israelite School of UPK. You get that understanding in this school, in this one body of our brothers and sisters, of our people who follow our culture, follow our God, our laws, statutes, commandments, follow the Most High Yahweh. That's what you need. You don't have to try to figure it all out on your own. Oh, excuse me. But you have the people. You have your people. You have the priest. That's why counsel is so important. We tell our people to get counsel for these situations, for what's going on in your life, and over time, counsels and getting guidance, proper guidance from the proper leadership. You'll learn more and more the ways to walk. All right. This is if we don't got no questions, it seems like we don't have no questions today. It's Take Ground Radio. Take Ground Breakdown, man. The time is short. We ain't got much time left. Let's get some questions going. There's not much time left in this kingdom, man. It's time to lay up your solid ground. Wake up from the matrix. Get right with the Most High. Lay up fruits meet for repentance. Lay up your folly ground. Wake up. Stop being asleep. Be a child of the day and not a child of the night. It's that time. We're towards the end of this whole kingdom. There's not much time left. Ask your questions. All your relationship questions. You know, we already talked about the communication styles. It's time to get right with the Lord. Time to get down with this truth. Go to the ISUPK website, isupk.com. Get with a school near you. Get in them classes. Ask some questions. Get the counsel. Get the knowledge and the understanding on how to move in these last days. Because there's so much happening in these last days. You're going to have to understand the signs of the times. Okay, you can understand when this is going to happen, when that's going to happen. But can't you tell what's about to happen to this place, to America? It's about to fall. When I say fall, it means it's going to lose its dominance that it used to have. Dominance of the other nations, the dominance of all the knowledge and information. And you're going to need it in these last days. Like I said, there's only a little bit of time left. A little bit of time left, man. Our King Yahweh Shai going to return. With them chariots, 400 million angels. Or 200 million angels. And that day ain't going to be no more. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Ain't going to be no more excuses. It's only going to be judgment. And that's what's going on now. You got the viruses spreading across the world. Omicron, the Delta. Our people are dying all over. People are dying all over the world. The world economy is being destroyed and thrown out of whack by the Most High. Ask your questions. You got any relationship questions? Like I said, it's Take Ground Radio. We don't deal with only relationships between a man and his woman, or a woman and her man, but also, you know, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your cousins. All those relationships are important. All those relationships you can build upon. As you know, Christ said, "Who are my mother and my brother?" Those are the people in the truth with me who serve the Lord. But does that mean your other family members are going to disappear off the planet Earth? So you still need to know how to deal with them and your family in the truth. You come into Israelite School UPK, this is your family. It's your new family. It's your family given to you from the Lord. Got to be able to be able to be one with your brothers and your sisters in the truth. You can't be separated from your brothers and sisters in the truth. That's just not what the Lord told us to do. That's just not the way that the Lord said. So let's get this relation. Let's get some questions. Got a little bit of time left. But like I said, there's not much time left for this empire. And when we say things like that, we don't mean that the whole existence of everything is going to be destroyed. America is going to lose its power. America is going to lose its influence. And then eventually America is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear fire. The destruction that the angels will bring and the nuclear destruction that's going to fall on this place. And I'll tell you right now, you don't want to be here when that destruction comes. You want to be on them chariots. You'd be a fool to try to stay here in this place when the destruction comes. It's time to get right. Christ is going to come. Yahushua is going to come as a thief in the night. No man knoweth the day nor the hour. But I'll tell you this. It's nearer than when you first believed. It's nearer than when we first believed. The devil has come down because he know he hath but a short time. That's the white man. His wrath has come down on us. All this police killing and police brutality and murders and assaults and attacks is increasing in the earth from the white man to the black man and the Hispanic and Native American because he know he only have a short time left to rule. So instead of making it right before his end comes, he's going to make it worse. In a desperate attempt to keep his power. And it's not going to work. If you trust in America, you trust in shaky ground. You put your love in something that cannot love you back. You put your spirit into something that cannot reciprocate that love back to you. So it's going to be time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to not be caught unawares no more. It's time to give up all them excuses that you told yourself why you shouldn't get down with the Lord, why you shouldn't get down with the truth. It's time to get rid of all those excuses. And at the end of the day, its choice is yours. You can rot away in this place. You can live the life you want to live, however you want to live it. But the scripture says, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Foolishness is in the heart of the people. Paraphrase. So if you're going to sit and trust in your heart and trust in you and trust in your mind and what you know, you're trusting in something that you don't even know what you're trusting in. You trust in yourself, but your own opinion changes every day. You don't know the truth. You don't know what's right. You're still fishing and searching. So that's what's going to happen when you searching and you can't find the truth. And you reject the truth. You reject the Israelite School of UPK. And it's not going to help you. Let's get them relationship questions. Any other questions for relationship advice, man? Ask them. Hit the share button. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that like button. Get those relationship questions. Like we said, there's not much time left. But I commend the people that make a stand. I commend the brothers and sisters that stand for the Lord, that stand stiffly for the Most High. I commend those brothers and sisters. Because they make their election sure. They're not wishy-washy, blowing in the wind about with every wind and doctrine. They know the power of the Lord. But at least they show they know it with their actions. There's only a little bit of time left. All right. Go to ISUPK.com for more information. Pay your tithes. 10% of all money you earn go to the men of the Lord. Pay tithes and donations, man. Support this truth. Support the men that you see on the streets pushing the truth, man. Battling for the faith. Defending the faith that you even know you're an Israelite because of the brothers that's teaching, because of the warriors. Support those brothers, man. Support them in every way you can. All you brothers and sisters out there, love the Lord with all your heart, your mind, and soul. Love your brother as yourself. Keep the commandments. Trust in the Lord. And guess what? He will direct your steps. When I say he, I mean the priests of the Lord will direct your steps. Get that counsel. Don't be scared of counsel. Don't be scared of the counsel you're going to get. That's what's going to help you. Talk to your counselor and find out. Get the solution to your problems. Get the solution to that thing that you've been worried about. Because you undecisive on. Problem with your relationship? Get the counsel on it. Talk. Communicate. Be assertive. Mental health awareness, man. Drink some water. Get some exercise. Get some sunlight. It's only a little bit of time left in this place. Soon, we'll be one with our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Soon, we're going to get on them chariots with the Lord. Be with them angels. He's going to put us down in the wilderness. We're going to get that promised land back. You just have to endure. Endure until the end. Don't give up. Keep that fighting spirit within you. Don't let it die. Even though small if it is, keep it and don't let it die. Do some good things for yourself. That's another thing that brothers and sisters got to do. Do something nice for yourself. It's time. It's time to do things nice for yourself. There's only a little bit of time left in this place, man. As you can tell by the plagues and the curses that's happening in this country, and it's on this earth. Get in the classes, get in a school near you. Get with your brothers, get with your sisters. Pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. Get right with the Lord, man. This is Take Ground Radio, Take Ground Breakdowns, Matrix Sessions. We live at 5 every Wednesday. Now I think we're going to start pushing to 5:30. So we're going to be live at 5:30. With that said, shalom.
Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east, yeah. Got all my eyes with me, posted your more echo peace. Sipping the song with peace, soldiers we out in the streets. Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east, yeah. Got all my eyes with me, posted some more echo peace. Sipping the song and we peace, soldiers we out in the streets. When what they bury me, no willing I be a priest. Shall I my eye on the team, UPK know what I mean. We getting shot by police, we dying off in these streets. My people killing to eat, stealing it ain't no peace. Teaching we setting up zones, devil just leave me alone. Janet Johanna then gave me a home, I put in work for the throne. I wish you cross the line, please let me take ground. Won't fast straight round, won't ready stand down. Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. Word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east, yeah. Got all my eyes with me, posted your more echo peace. Sipping the strong and with peace, soldiers we out in the streets. Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest, yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east, yeah.